Hi guys, it's MrRockSolid here doing a live shoutcast on a $1.50 turbo sit and go over on PokerStars. There's 9 players and I'm just going to be basically telling you what I'm thinking, how I play, general strategy in these. You can see we've got Jack 7 here on the button, and although acting last in poker is a big advantage, I'm not going to call a Jack 7. Even if Jack 7-7 appeared at the flop, it'd still be a bad call, I think, especially to a raise anyway. I want to play really tight early on and try and push the big hands. We're going to try and get some reads. You see now we would have got 2 pair. This guy's pushing a pot size bet into the original raiser, and they've actually folded there. Got a nice little feature. A lot of people auto muck their hands, and you can see when you press that button there, you can actually get a replay. You can try and see their cards. If it's shown down at the end, you will actually be able to see their cards. King 2 here, again, it's not a very good hand, so we're just simply going to fold that. Yeah, you can use this little last hand preview there to see what they're holding. It's quite a useful tool to have. You can see what people are raising with, only if the hands are shown down at the end, like I've said. So early tournament, we're going to be looking for some weak players, some players who we can potentially bluff later, those that raise and then fold to a bit of pressure. Hands, I'm going to be playing any pocket pair, suited connectors. I'm going to try and limp in and see a flop, so something like 6-7 of hearts, 9-10 of spades. I'm going to raise my big hands, pocket 9s and above, ace kings, ace queens, maybe ace jacks suited from early position. I'll raise those. You see here again we've got rags, so we're just going to close. Now turbos, twice as fast, approximately twice as fast as a standard tournament. And you see this one, you've got antes as well, which is pushing the action forward. You've had an early raise there, early position raise. Now when someone raises from an early position, it normally means strength. I'm not so sure at this level though, although there's some pretty decent players still. This strategy will sort of play well at most levels. I used to play $55 sit and goes on full tilt a few years ago. Just started getting back into it. Made quite a bit of money on the $55, but I started at the 150s, built my bankroll up, then moved up to, you know, the higher level, $10 or whatever it was back then, and then moved on again. See, 9-10, further on round I'd call this, not to a raise though, that's an easy fold for 9-10. Later on, if we're sort of on the cut-off or on the button, we'd probably be raising those sort of hands to try and steal the blinds. But at this stage the blinds really aren't worth stealing, they're only 10-20. And you can see it's going up in 1 minute to 15-30. What you really want to do is just play really good hands, play them hard, play them fast, and hopefully have a double up early on. If not, there's no big deal. Because there's 9 players, when 3 players get knocked out, you've got a 50% chance then of finishing in the money, which is the top 3. See, we've got rags here, 3-7 suited. Now some people will play any 2 suited cards, but I don't recommend that. It's pretty bad, unless they're obviously high suited connectors or high suited cards like an ace queen suited, for example. Then you'd play those, but obviously a 3-7 suited. And a raise of a 120. What I like to do is try and put people on hands here. Let's say this guy raised 120 with pocket jacks or better. He's probably going to fire a pot size bet in here. No, he's only bet half the pot. If this guy's got 2 spades, he's calling that. Maybe he's got 6-7, he's going to call. No, he lays it down. So this guy will raise quite heavy and then fire a continuation bet, a C-bet as we call it. A continuation bet is when the pre-flop raiser fires into the pot on the flop. Now, we'll probably do that even if you miss. A lot of players know that the original raiser will probably fire a bet into the flop even if he misses. So a nice move to have in your arsenal, even if you've missed the flop as well, and you got a good feeling that the guy who raised pre-flop is bluffing and just making a C-bet. And you can actually come over the top of them, but you need to be careful doing that, obviously. If he then comes back over the top of you, then you're going to need a good hand to carry on. See 6-9 here, that's an easy fold. The semi-suited connectors, like a 10-8 suited, you can play those from late position, limping in, try and see a cheap flop. But obviously, from early position, I would just chuck most hands at this stage. And like I said, really, we're trying to wait for a monster hand. We're hoping to double up. If we don't double up, then we're hoping that 3 players get knocked out before the blinds start getting higher. And that gives you, like I've said, a 50% chance then, if there's only 6 players, of finishing in the money. What you really don't want to do early in the sit and go is sort of leak 500 chips, 700 chips, because that puts you at a disadvantage. And when the blinds are 51, for example, if you've only got 500 chips left, then you're going to be pushing all in anyway, even at 25.50, which it's going to be in 2 minutes. If you've only got 500 chips, that's only 10 big blinds, so you're going to be pretty much pushing, and you don't really want to get to that stage. 10 queen, not a fantastic hand. I'm on the big blind. Anyone raises significantly, I'll probably fold it. I'll probably call a min raise if it gets raised to 60. We've had a guy here call under the gun in first position. We're out of position, but 30 chips, I mean, this guy's going to call anyway, so 30 chips to see a pot of 330 is very nice indeed. We've got an open ender here, there's a flush draw on. I could either bet here or check. We're against 4 other players though. We're going to get flush drawers calling us. We could have a really nice hand if the turn fills us up. We've got 9-10 Jack Queen at the moment. Obviously we're going to be calling this 90. See what this guy to my right does. We've now made the straight. It's the nuts. We've actually got the nuts here. I'm just going to fire half a bet in here, half the pot size. It's instant called me. There's a flush here. Can you put someone on a flush at this stage? He's been betting like he's trying to stop the flush. I'm just going to bet half again. If he goes all in, I'm going to have to call him, obviously. It's only 300 more chips. I think I've got the best hand. He's actually called and mucked. So we've done decent there. We'll have to see, quickly see what he's actually been calling on. Jack 9, okay, flop 2 pairs there. I guess that's quite a hard hand to get rid of. Are those 6, 7, 8, 9? You know, you only need a 10 to make a straight, or a 5 the other way. Yeah. Okay, so back to the action. We've now got 10 Jack suited. We're going to fill this up for 15. This guy might push. No, he's actually checked. We've hit top pair. Decent kicker. I'm just going to fire a half size bet in here. I could actually check it, but with the jack, I want to know where I am. This guy's gone all in. I'm going to have to call. It's 200 to go. Not only am I getting really good pot odds, this guy could be bluffing. And indeed, well, he's got a 3. And we've taken him out. and pretty much doubled up early on, which is nice. King 3 from here. Later on, when the blinds are bigger, I'm going to steal. Could actually steal here, or try to steal. I'm on the button, I've got the position, but a King 3, I just don't like it. King 10 I'd probably call, King 10 or better there, King 9, King 8 suited or whatever, I'd call. You see, this would put us in a bit of a dodgy situation if this guy, if we did call the King 3 and this guy bets, you know, what are we beating? We're not beating a king. He's obviously going to have a better kicker than us, and if he's got an ace, then he's killing us anyway. So, you know, you've got to lay down these hands. Pocket 3s, I'm going to call, I'll call probably a 3 times bet with this. This guy under the gun here has gone 1, 2, 5, 2.5 times. The big blind. Now I'm going to call 1, 2, 5, especially now somebody else is in it. And obviously low pocket pairs are very easy to play. I'm not going to call them now because this guy's now pushed all in. I was going to say low pocket pairs are very easy to play after the flop. If you don't hit your set and you get some action, you can always fold. You can always try and steal the pot as well. A good chance this guy's got something like ace queen, ace king, and he's just, you know, got attached to his hand and he's gone all in. He's actually got pocket 9, so he's in front of the queen king. Well, the queen king is not going to catch up now, and you can see there he had us dominated anyway. But yeah, I would have called a 3 times bet with a low pocket pair, hoping to hit a set, especially when you've got quite a few chips like we had. Ace 5 here, I mean, a lot of players, the beginner mistake is play any ace. I mean, I've seen people calling a 4 times raise with ace 3 and ace, you know, ace 8 and things like that. I'm just going to actually fold this ace here. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes. Players look down and see an ace rag, such as ace 5. If it was suited and there was no raises, I'd probably just limp in. But with it being offsuit, not suited, and a low kicker, I'm quite happily let it go. Even though there was no raise at the time, this guy then came over the top and doubled up the bet. And the ace 5, you really should be folding those hands to any raises. We'll see what how the action pans out though, because like I've said, it's always interesting to see, wow, we've got an all in here. Ace queen for this guy maybe, I don't know. This guy's shown a 9, this guy didn't show, and like I've said, you won't always get the information you want. 5 queen here offsuit, that's an easy fold. I'm not going to be getting involved with hands like that. We'll just close that down there. So this guy's given us some information there showing the 9. Let's just go back to that last hand here. He's got second best pair there. That guy pushed all in. Obviously if he's got something like 9-5, I don't think he would have, but if he did have 9-5, then he'd be calling that. But this guy can lay down second best pair, so it's good information to know. If the action gets hot, he can actually lay down a half decent hand. We had 9-10 there, like I've said, those sort of hands, unsuited connectors, you can play from round the back later on rounds, you can even raise them later on. It's a good job we didn't just limp in, you see. And that's another thing, just limping, just calling the big blind with hands like 9-10 and like 4-5 suited. If you get a raise, then you really got to fold and you just wasted chips. I'm not saying don't do it. I mean, if you've got loads of chips like we have at the moment, you can have a go, but they're always better played from round the cut-off and on the button. And you can see here, ace 5, ace king, ace 5's in big trouble now, and he actually gets it. We'd have actually won that with a 9 and a 10. but we would no way we would have carried on after the flop with the heavy betting that proceeded. Ace-6 here on the big blind. We'll see what happens. I mean, people further on round will be raising a lot of hands. I'm not going to call that though. That's 3 times. He's called as well. You can't actually fold and show at this stage because there's more than one player left. But I'm going to fold the ace-6 here. And you can see we've hit an ace, but we've got a weak kicker. We've had a raise. Oh, someone's just shoved all in now. It's pretty unlikely that they've both got an ace because we've had one and there's one on the board. So the chances of them both holding an ace are very slim, and I don't think the guy thinking about it now has got one. Just see how this, no, it just pan out. It's not shown. So yeah, I mean that would have been a difficult one for us if we would have called. And that's pretty much another sort of beginner's mistake, calling weak aces. Like I've said, you want to try and avoid doing that if you can. I've got an ace-9 now. Now I can raise this. He's only called. Let's try a raise of 240. Big blind should fold unless he's picked up a hand. Well, this guy's actually called us. We've not hit anything. Let's fire a continuation bet and see what he does. And he's indeed folded to us. And that was a perfect example of a continuation bet there. You can see here we actually missed the flop. We were first to go. We fire in a bet, and he's got to have a hand to call us. We were the initial pre-flop raiser. He's called, and then obviously we're still showing strength at the flop. Might min raise this here. Now the blinds are getting a bit big. The antes, you see there's 180 in there to steal. If I raise this to 160 and they both fold, then that's 180 I've made. Well, this guy's actually shoved all in. Obviously that is the danger. We're not calling, by the way, with the king-7, but I do feel you've got some value in min raising. So okay, we know this guy is going to be pushing back at us, and again it's all information. Remember, this guy will fold second pair if put under decent pressure. So if this guy is betting and raising, then you know he's probably got a good hand. Pretty tight player here. This guy's going to be pushing quite a bit if he picks up a hand and he's on the blinds. But as you can see now, we've got to the stage of the tournament where there's 6 players left, so this is nice. Ace-5, oh, maybe one more position round I would have put a raise in. You could still raise it. I'm going to fold this though and just play it a little bit cautious. I've got a feeling this guy, Robert G93, is a little bit of a maniac, so I don't want him re-raising. 6-jack obviously you can fold, and we've got enough chips, we're not desperate, you know, we're currently chip leader. And that's another thing, you want to be looking round, especially when you're just putting little min raises in. If you put a min raise of 160 and someone's got 400 chips, then it's not a great idea because they could push all the way back over. You want to be, these 2 players to my left here, they're perfect for me to put some min raises in, especially later on when the blinds are even bigger. If you're going to pick on the small stack, then you're probably better off putting them all in rather than letting them come over the top of you. It's always harder to call an all in. Or 172 bet here. That's a bit of a weak bet. Normally when players bet quite low, less than half the pot, it normally indicates weakness, and I think this guy's picked up on that. I think this guy's going to fold here. I don't think he's hit anything. There's quite a lot of draws there, an 8-10, 2 diamonds obviously for the flush. I don't think he's going to call this. I think he's just betting. Oh, he has called it. In fact, he's raised. Wow. Really didn't think he bet enough at that flop to then call all in, or push all in even. Well, I mean, this guy's got to call it now, surely. Wow, he's folded. Well, maybe that guy picked up on the same thing I did. He bet pretty low into a very drawy flop. There's a lot of hands out there that could have drawn out, but I don't know. I really don't know on that one, guys. I would have thought he'd had to call, but he decided to lose 1,000 chips and live to fight another day. And that's good information as well, what we've had there. Just because he's betting less than half the pot doesn't mean he's not willing to go all in. Now, Jack 5's absolutely rubbish. I'm glad this guy's called him. I'm going to fold here. Jack 5 suited. 5-2. Looks like it's going to get beat by King 7. And indeed it does. That's another player out. So we've got 5 players left now. And we're pretty much quite even in chips. Now when somebody else gets busted, it's what we call bubble play, when there's 4 players all left, because the next one to go out is actually out of the money, and the top 3 players get paid. I could raise this. I'm going to elect to fold it though. 8 queen is not a great hand, especially if somebody comes back at you. Jack 6 again, we're just going to fold that. At this stage though, we are going to be raising quite a few more hands, min raising, just to try and steal the 2-5-5 that's in the middle, just like this guy's done here on the button. There is obviously a chance that the big blind and small blind could wake up with a hand, but if you get away with it more often than not, then you're going to be profitable. And it's important to steal the blinds as well at this stage of the tournament. So what this guy does here, this guy is raised, this guy's called, this guy's checked, so you've got to put a bet in there. He's raised him, he's check raised him, he's actually gone all in, he's called him, ace king, 8 king. That's a nice little call from that player there. He didn't get overexcited with his ace king suited. This guy min raised. I'm going to min raise this ace 4 here under the gun. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of respect. But that was a nice play. Not getting too excited. You see we've flopped 2 pairs here. I'm just going to check this down. It's not a great card, but I think we've got the winning hand still. We're just going to call this because obviously that 9 really messed up our hand. 10-2 is actually on a bluff there. But yeah, I did like that smooth call with the ace king suited from that guy. Didn't get too excited. If he would have come back over the top of the king 6 there, then the king 6 would have folded, so he wouldn't have made any money. And as it happens, he got sticker with his king rag, and he took him out. Right, so we've got an all in on king 6. I don't think so. We'll fold that one. So this is now bubble play, as we call it, and the big stack, well, there are not really many big stacks. I mean, we're in second at the moment. Sometimes what you'll get is the big stack going all in all the time, or raising quite a lot, because obviously no one wants to finish in 4th. But you know, sometimes you've got to be willing to die in order to live. However, we're not going to do anything with Jack 2. Any decent hand, we're just going to be min raising or 3 betting, making it 3 times the big blind to go. But so at the moment we're not being getting hands. 7-2, one of the worst hands you can get. I mean, some players at this stage will actually clam up and be scared to play, just thinking, oh, you know, I want to be in the money, and hope that other players will knock each other out. But obviously we're here to win this tournament. We're not here to finish 2nd or 3rd. We actually want to take it down. So like I've said, we need, if anyone min raises this now, I think I'll have to call this. Now this guy's more than min raised it here. He's bet 420, so he's raised it by 300. I don't think Jack 9's quite strong enough to warrant the 300 there extra. 5-7 again. I'm just going to simply fold this, and hopefully we'll get a nice strong table image as well. So when we do raise with questionable hands or speculative hands later, then we might get some respect. Like this King 9 here. If this guy folds, I'm going to raise, and hopefully we'll get enough respect from the other two players. And we managed to take down that pot. 7-8. If this was suited, I would raise again. Remember, I'm going to be raising a lot of hands when there's only 4 players. And obviously what would be nice for us is, you know, if one of these players knocks the other one out, but obviously that's not really part of our strategy. This guy could push here. I've got a feeling he's just going to go all in. No, he's actually called it. We'll see a flop. Well, even though we don't believe him, we've only got 2 overcards, and I really don't want to be leaking chips here. So I'm going to fold that. We could actually come back over the top, but you know what happens if he called on an ace 2 and comes back over. And he has been known to show a bluff before, obviously. I'm going to raise this one here, Queen 3. It's not a great hand, we're just doing it because hopefully our table image now is we're a pretty tight player. Again, Jack Queen, going to be raising this one as well. As long as this guy, well, this guy's only limped. I'm going to put quite a big raise in here just to try and steal this. Hopefully this guy will fold. Yeah, he does. So I didn't really want to be just limping in with Jack Queen against 4 players. It's not a fantastic hand, but I just felt it was better than his. And there's a good chance it's better than the small and big blind as well. Plus it'll probably stop him from limping in as well in coming hands, upcoming hands, where we can then put a 2 or 3 times raise in. So we've just called us here. I'm going to check this. We've got a flush draw. We're not going to fold this now. I'll actually just call this away. We're going to be calling quite a few chips away. I'm going to actually half bet the pot here. He could be bluffing at the flop. I've got outs if he does decide to go all in, and we've actually taken the pot down there. So this guy looks like he was bluffing at the flop. Didn't like our call, and then obviously checked. We're going to raise this 9-7 semi-suited connector. If this guy pushes all in, we're obviously going to fold, but like I've said, you can get away with it more often than not, then it's profitable. 7-2 on the button. Yeah, I think that guy, all he's got really is that move left in him now. He's going to be all in. 160, he's got less than 10 big blinds left. He's got just over 10 big blinds left now. 10 jack suited, that's more than good enough for a under the gun raise. This guy pushes, I'm going to be tempted to call him. It's 1300. 10 jack suited against this guy. This guy could be a wide variety of hands. I've got enough chips to take the risk as well, so I'm going to call this guy. Ace 6, see, it's nearly 50-50. We've got an open-ended straighter and flush draw now. How did we not win? 8, 9, 10 jack, open-ended and a flush draw. So we're pretty much, I don't know, I think we're probably about 60-40 to win there on the flop. But that guy took us out. 10 would be nice. Yeah, he's betting. I mean, we can't really go chasing a 10 for the straight, so we're going to fold that. Yeah, that was really unlucky, that last hand with the 10 jack. It was pretty much 50-50 at the flop anyway, before the cards were turned, so that's pretty good. At least we made the right decision, and obviously on that flop, then, you know, we're not going to beat around the bush. An open-ended straight and a flush draw. You know, it's pretty much a no-brainer. We would have been all in anyway. Pretty much puts us in a little bit of a dodgy situation though. 2-6. The blinds are going to 1-2 in less than a minute. Look, you keep an eye on this. Now their blinds are at 1-2. after this. We've pretty much got 13 big blinds left in us. After we've been through this round with the antes as well, we're pretty much going to be down to around about the 10 big blind mark. Oh, he's just folded to us, that's nice. So at this stage, raising 400 is probably just about still doable. You can see here I'm raising with any two cards just to try and build our stack up as well. 10-7, I could again raise with this one, but from the button I need a bit of a stronger hand than 10-7 to go raising. From the small blind I'll raise most hands. Ace, Jack, Ace, Queen. Ace, Queen's hit, Ace, Jack's in big trouble now, he's only got a spade. Oh, he's hit a spade. Wow. Runner, runner. Runner, runner. 6 king here, I'm going to raise this. I'm a little bit worried about this guy going all in. He's actually called this. I'm going to try and make a continuation bet around about half the pot here. Hopefully this guy will go away, and indeed he does. Yeah, a little bit unlucky for this guy. Not only would he knock this guy out and we would have finished in the money, which is where we want to be. Oh, Queen 9 suited. I'm going to have a little look at this. We've actually hit top pair, decent kicker. It's a bit of a drawy board. I'm going to bet a pot size bet in here and see what he does. If he comes back over the top, we're going to have some tough decisions to make here. If he's got a spade in his hand, he's probably going to call. And indeed he does call. I'm just going to check now. That's a pretty scary card, the ace, obviously. Oh, another ace. Let's just fire a 600 in and see what he does. I'm a little bit scared of this board. Well, I'm going to have to call it now. Oh, he's flopped this bloody flush. Yeah, not very good. Flopping the flush is very, very, very slim odds indeed to actually flop the flush. But it happens, you know. As it happens though, Ace 10 versus Queen 9, he had us dominated really. 1 up, 1 down. Got some action though. 2 Jack, Ace Queen. Oh, we wanted this guy to bust out really, so we finished in the money. But we've got a mountain to climb now. Might still have a little bit of fold equity with 4-5. It's 600 to go. This stack here, he's going to be loosening up a little bit. This guy here might call me. Ace 2, 4, 5, okay. We've hit 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's not bad. We've doubled up. We're still going to have to be hyper aggressive though. We've now got more money than both this guy and this guy. Ace 4, what's he calling me on? Jacks? Well, it looks like we're going to be going home. Oh, we've hit runner, runner. Oh my god, I can't believe it. A little bit lucky there, but and then you know there's nothing you can do. We had to make a move on Ace 4 suited. Oh, this guy's been raising and everything. We don't really want to let this guy finish in. Nah, he's gone all in. We're going to have to fold the Queen and the Jack. This guy's probably happy just to wait for us to knock each other out. 9 Jack, 3 left. I'm going to be going all in with that hand. I'm hoping this guy raises, so this guy loses his raise ability really. I really want to try and pick on this guy now. This guy should have been going all in there. He should have been going all in. Any 2 cards there. Next time around he's got 200 chips coming. This guy might call me. I'm going to show that ace there, just to let the big blind know that I'm not, you know, that I've got half a hand, so to speak. Yeah, I think this guy is just hanging on now. He's either waiting for a really good hand or he's waiting to see if me and Behanovic knock each other out, to be fair. He's let himself get so low now with the blinds and antes that he really hasn't got much fold equity now. If he goes all in for 900, that's less than 3 times the big blind. It's even going to be less now. This is where you don't want to be, guys. You don't want to get yourself in this situation where, look, he's gone all in, he's called him now with an ace-6. 3's a slight favourite here. Looks like 3's going to take it down, and 3's take it down. He waited too long. You know, in a turbo, you don't get much chance. Once you get under that 10 big blind, once your chip stack is less than 10 big blinds, and the antes and everything, then you really need to be looking to push loads and loads of hands. Obviously, 5 big blinds or less, you're in desperate sort of situation. 3 big blinds or less, you've got no fold equity. You can't really push people into folding. They're going to be looking you up with, you know, 9 jacks, anything really. What we've got here, 2,000 chips on a 300 blind. We'll push the king here. Been called with ace jack. There is a chance, obviously, we can hit a spade at the river. Would be nice. And no, we're out the tournament. That's 2nd place we got there. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed my insight and reasons for certain decisions I make. Obviously, every game of poker is different. Just to sum up, you just need to keep an eye on the players sitting around your table. Use the replay feature when they're shown down, when the hands get shown down, just so you can see what they're raising with and calling with and betting with at the end. And yeah, just have fun, guys. Play nice and tight. Try and make it to the last 6. And then once you're in the last 6, you've got a good chance of getting in the top 3. And from there, you can go for the prize of winning. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that one, guys. And it's MrRockSolid, and I'm going to sign off. Bye for now, guys.